Hey, what is up, everyone? It is Odin here, drawing this fine evening and getting working on pages and lots of other stuff because many things need to get done beyond just this comic book that I'm working on, Unconditional Shove. Um, so we are at, I think, 13 days left. Tomorrow, I think it's down to 12. So we're into that home stretch of the first 30. I'm sure we will go an extended 30 after this. Um, and yeah, we're 70. Where were we? 71, 72%, something like that. Over 70%, nearing 3,000 of that 4,000 goal. So we're getting closer, and I say it all the time, I can't thank you guys enough. Everyone who has backed this. I am, going around doing the carousel, trying to get on shows and talk to people, and I really suck at pitching my book. I've realized that. But that said, I've also, I have got the chance to hang out with some really cool people, and I always appreciate that. It's just fun to meet other people within this circle, and as well as other creators, other creative people, you know even just people with channels that are not making comics. They're just a part of it. It's just cool meeting all these people. So anyway, that said, yeah, it's moving right along. We're getting there. Like I said, I'm a horrible pitch man, or I think I am. I don't know. Part of it is because I've been on several shows and I've never got a backer while I'm on a show. That's never happened. Besides the launch day, which was pretty awesome. That was fun. Speaking of which, I'm wearing it down. We're getting closer. We're about halfway. No, because I'm not a vodka drinker, but I do like cranberry juice. And I bought this the other day. Actually went through it all, but it made me think of a friend of mine. See right there. Cranberry Langers. I hope you're doing good, buddy. But yeah, so I mix it with cranberry juice, and it's not so bad. That's always my preferred way to have vodka, I guess. It's fun drinking it straight out of the skull. But anyway, so yeah, working on this page right here. Part of the story, I just finished this page before it. Just preceded by and give you just glimpses, preceded by this page. So yeah, we're moving right along. We're getting into a really interesting period in the Friends Like These stories where I finally get to draw and add in some really horrific elements. Like at the moment, it's like a Scarecrow is just foreboding and part of the story, but soon we'll get to beyond just this menacing presence, get into the good stuff. So yeah, working on that stuff. I got there's that one. I was doing the black and white Magnificent Bastards black and white cover. This was really fun. This was a Chinatown homage. So I left this black. I'm going to talk to James if he wants me to do my own lettering or if he wants to add it in digitally. I left it open just in case. But I could easily put in like a Chinatown font that says Magnificent Bastards and then put some of the names just like they had, Jack Nicholson, Faye Dunaway, and all that. So that'd be cool. Talk to James. I talk to him all the time and I always forget to ask him. So. But anyway, there's the concept. Did that one. This was fun. Did this on JBot's art stream the other night. The subject was Acorn Monster. His daughter had come up with this concept of the Acorn Monster. I think she's 4. And it was the cutest thing ever. Because he actually recorded her telling the story of who the Acorn Monster was. But it was pretty open-ended. It's basically just make a monster and have it involve acorns somehow. So as you can see, I called mine Acorn Pop because he's a bad dude. Acorn Pop was a bad dude. Yeah, so this ended up looking more like a Scotsman hat or something like that. I don't know. It's supposed to be at top of an acorn, and this was supposed to be like a phantasm ball acorn. It's his weapon of choice. And then after he kills people, they become little acorn people forever. And then he just snacks on them from time to time. I don't know. That was fun. Acorn Pop. It's a bad dude. And then, yeah, I was going to show some of these. There's just a few that I was like going through old pages, and I do have the original art tier up. No one has taken me up on that offer. I get that it's a high price tag to buy original art, but I figured I would show some of these pages that I was earmarked for that tier. Maybe get some hype going, because besides what you see on the campaign, there's several of those pages, and if anybody falls in love with one on the campaign, certainly that would be available. But just show you a couple others, and these are all from the first story, Monsters Exist. So this was a fun one. This was I was drawing on this, I think, the first night I met James. So it was probably this image that made him say, maybe I think this guy's got something here with this unconditional shove thing. I think it's a very pivotal point in the Monsters Exist story. One of my favorite pages. I really loved how the werewolf turned out. And our main character, Mindy. This thing skews everything, so I got to tip it up to get it the proper look. But yeah, I thought her face there as she's backed into the corner, or just that look, reminded me of old school comics. So thought that turned out well. Also have one of my favorites that I've ever drawn, an evisceration scene. I was drawing this on a video one time, and this one also deserves to be seen a little more close up on this camera. So I've got this red lighting, so it's kind of giving everything this pinkish hue. But there you go, the evisceration of that there tentacle monster. So get that bottom panel there. That would be a possibility. I think anyone who's kind of a horror fan, loves lots of frenetic craziness on a page, would like that one. I sure like drawing it. It was fun. So a lot of these are just kind of weird too, because I find those are usually where the fun happens. Another very pivotal page, which I can't explain, otherwise it'd give too much away, but having some fun with some speed lines. Taking forever to do that, but creates an effect. So that was a fun one, and then the page that follows this one was actually pretty fun too, to do this eye effect, because basically it comes out of there and get you that close up there. And all these things will make sense. I am not going to explain these things. I was like, what do I got on there? I am not going to explain this story. I give the rough synopsis everywhere I go, but and on the campaign page. But how we get from point A to point B and all the shit in between, that's kind of what's going on there. Can't you figure it out? Can't you put two and two together by looking at all that? I hope not, because otherwise that would suck. But part of it is, that's the fun of it. You just have to find it, or buy it and find out. But yeah, I was just pulling through and going like, what are some of the more choice pages that could potentially be in these 10? You know, it could be one of these ones I just pulled. I haven't decided on the ones from. Well, I haven't fully decided on any of them until the book's done, but I have an idea for the ones that Monsters Exist, but because I'm still drawing on the. With friends like these, I kind of go, I don't know which pages are going to be those ones. I have an idea, but until they're fully drawn, you know, I won't know which one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my 10, and then James, he has access to all the pages through scans. I'll say, what are your 10? Because he sees things different, which, you know, is a good thing. I'll ask my colorist, what do you think your favorite 10 are? And then between the three of us, I'll narrow it down to the actual 10. Again, hoping, I mean, it's bittersweet. I've talked about this with other people. I'm like, I'm hoping I get rid of some of those tiers because they help the campaign. It's good money for the future. But I also wouldn't be sad to not part with any of the original art. So it's bittersweet. But I put it up there for a reason. It helps the campaign. Those bigger tiers definitely definitely help you reach your funding and pour more money into the next projects. And that's really the biggest reason for putting that tier up there is like, I believe in the future of this. I want it to keep going. And in order to do that, we have to have, we have to have funds. I can make a lot happen on my own, just believing and, putting that gamble on myself kind of thing and, investing in myself in that way. And that's natural and that's going to happen. That's already happened. Like every piece of equipment or anything I ever buy or anything I do or just my time, those are all worth lots of money that I don't get back. But what I want is for this to move forward and just find its audience, find the people who are going to love it and that are always going to be excited for the next time it comes out. And it all starts. It's I always saying, never despise humble beginnings. I've heard that before, and it really is a wonderful phrase. Never despise humble beginnings. But that said, the better we can come out of the gates, the easier it is to keep things in that momentum moving forward. And just really excited and very, very thankful. I can't put it into words how much it means to me, like to know that people believe in this and that people want this or that people are excited about it. It's mind-blowing. It's humbling. And I'll never take that for granted or ever not appreciate that you are throwing your hard-earned money at something that is like a passion of mine. That is a crazy humbling thing. Like I said, I'd be doing something along these lines no matter what. Especially once I stepped away from music, I'm like, I gotta be creative somehow. So it's like I'd be doing this anyway. But any artistic person, generally speaking, wants people to enjoy what they're making and want to know that there's an audience for it that really enjoys it. And so I would have fun making this, and I've often talked about like how awesome it's going to be for me to have the published printed book in my hands, how much that's going to mean to me. But that kind of pales in comparison to the thought that other people are going to be excited to hold this book in their hands and read it and enjoy it. And I know you will. It's fun. It's a wild ride. Both stories are a wild ride. I wouldn't do it any other way. And that's the fun of it. And that's really what we're doing at Broken Compass Comics is like, we want to bring, things that are blow your hair back and are just crazy and wild, and well done at the same time, It's one thing to, when I played music, there's bands that were experimental and oftentimes extremely talented musicians. But they would do this experimental stuff, and even though they were super talented, the execution would be so crazy and so wild, nobody really wanted anything to do with it. And maybe that's the mark we hit. I don't know, but I think it's definitely palpable for um, most everyone to enjoy. And it, when I say that, I often have been saying that on streams that like I think everybody can enjoy this, and oftentimes I don't want to say that because I'm like, it's still adult nature, I guess, for the most part. I mean, there was like kind of a silhouetted sex scene in there, and it's like, well, it's in there for a purpose as far as the story. I'm not just throwing it in there to just be like, hey, look, titties, So there is a very specific reason, so that's why it's added. So it's not for kids. But that said, my kids are going to read it. But I'm responsible for what goes in front of them, not anybody else. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Like I said, I wasn't working on this. What was that? Where's the one I was working on? Let me get back to the page I was working on. I'm not drawing, especially when I have my lighting set up like this. Like when I go on draw streams, I turn on this overhead light, which is like fluorescent. And I just didn't like it when I was streaming and I'm showing my face. But if I was just drawing and just had the camera on here, I would do the fluorescent light. Anyway, that's all I got right now. Tomorrow morning, I'm very early for me, 7 o'clock for me, 10 Eastern. Going to be on my awesome friend Elliot Rodriguez's channel. I really enjoy going on there. He is one of the most positive, encouraging voices in this circle and in this independent comics world. I know he's working on some things of his own. I'm very excited to see what he has in store, but in the meantime, I just love his streams. I love that he's like invested in the art of drawing, as stupid as that sounds, like the art of learning how to do comics. There's things that he'll do that I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when I learned that. And there's things he'll do and I'll be like, oh, I should probably pay attention there. Elliot's an amazing artist. I love that he does those quick little videos of like, your art sucks. I think that's what it's called. It's basically where he takes an old drawing that he did and he breaks down why it sucks. So basically you can see his progression. You can go back and look and go, you know why I failed on this? Is because this, and he can like point out all the reasons. Extremely, that's a lot of humility to be able to do that. A lot of bravery too, No one really wants to break out like old drawings and break down why they suck, except for to show how far you've come. And like Elliot's really hitting on all cylinders, really good. And I just enjoy hanging out with him. It's going to be fun. So yeah, if you see this in time, I don't know when I'm going to upload this video. So by the time you see it, you'd be like, I'd have to go to bed. Like right now, if I want to wake up that early. Like I said, for me, it's 7 o'clock, but it's like, I get up at 5 on weekdays anyway. So I'm actually like, took a day off work just to hang out with Elliot because the dude is awesome. And one of my favorite places to hang out. And it really is like so focused on drawing and the nuance of it. Like he really, really appreciates all that. And unless you're an artist, you don't appreciate that. But he breaks it down in such a humble, unique way. Yeah, great guy. So anyway, yeah, it'll be great to hang out with him. Do that tomorrow morning. Probably try to line up more streams. Like I know I said it earlier. I've never got a backer off of a stream. So part of me goes like, is that worth it? I don't know. I've been getting steady matriculation of backers, but they're not really, from what I can tell, specifically from going on different streams. And I was hitting it hard for a while, and I'm like, I don't know. I do like meeting people, but like it's so time consuming, and I do have a lot of work to do. So, and some people can draw and talk. I'm just not one of them. I kind of can, but as long as I'm not carrying the conversation, or really big in the conversation, I think I can do it. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, we are getting closer, and there are backers coming in, and just so thankful and so excited to get past this funding stage and get these pages all done. Demir's coloring is, I mean, I always talk about how he's gonna lap me here soon, and he's getting there fast. That said, like, it's so invigorating to receive like new colored images. I'm so used to all this black and white, and I'm just like, holy crap, look at that. It's like a whole new, I never thought it would look like that, you know. So and just again, I've talked about it all the time, his excitement and the enthusiasm level for this book, you know, it gets me excited because he talks about how awesome he thinks the pages are, which you know, is a smart move, kid. But I really believe him. He's actually really excited about this project, and can't wait to start on new pages. That's why he's going so fast. But he's also like, am I going too fast? Do you see anything wrong? You know, he's really wanting it to be his best. And so I think I'm going to like look at what he's sent me up to this point with a much more scrutinizing eye, because I know he wants it to be his best. And you know, I get like real excited in the moment. I'm like, that's badass, you know. So maybe look a little more closely, but honestly, dude's awesome, and he really gets what we're trying to do here, and he also really just wants us to be the best it can be, as do I. And so yeah, I'm just excited to get done with it and get it to people and on to the next one, and just keep it all going. So anyway, I don't have much more. That's what I came on here to say, I guess. Other than that, like I always leave you, I hope everyone out there is doing pure awesome, wherever you're at in life and whatever your endeavors are, that you're facing the challenges with power, with strength and courage, and doing your best, doing awesome stuff. That said, I'm going to leave you with that. This is Odin. Take care. We'll do it again sometime. All right. See ya.